Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. Welcome to those people who are interested in watercolor and especially those of you who are interested in portraiture. But the question is why we choose portrait making over landscapes? Well, the answer is simple. It's because portrait making is challenging. We always learn new techniques. We go through the behavior of colors. We also learn how water is to be managed properly. And there is an ever increasing demand for portraiture and portrait making in watercolor. And you can see for yourself, you can try for yourself. When you hang a portrait on the wall comes alive, and there are memories associated with the portrait and the person in the portrait. And particularly today, it's a long pending request from a friend, and hang on, it's time. You learn something new, and have got to be patient. So, and thumbs up sign for the people who are going to sit straight, calm, and steady and patiently through the podcast. Welcome to my portrait. And now we can take a look here, particularly these places, the way colors have granulated, and it is totally different than if we mix up these two colors in the palette itself. It can more or less give us a purple shade, which is not the case here on the paper, because it has created a different hues, a pinkish hue here, then some granulation here, beautiful these saturation points in some places. And this is how watercolor transparency shines up, whether it is a portrait or a landscape. So the next step would be to give a basic wash to the face, and for that I'm going in for a yellow ochre combination with something else. Well, as such, this layer on the face, first layer on the face, is completely dry, and to move further we need to moisten it up a little. And I have already taken a few shades. This is yellow ochre, this is add-on burnt sienna with yellow ochre, and this is add-on a little pink to create hues of skin color, but very light. But then we need to check it on some paper, what is the intensity of color, and I think this is okay. It's very light. We just need to go in for very mild shades and very light shades. So this needs to be brightened a little more. Well, the intensity of this needs to be raised up, so I'm adding on a little more burnt sienna so that there is visible difference between yellow ochre and this color. Oh, of course, now this is better. And Last of all, we'll just try yellow ochre. So this is yellow ochre, and as I said, we need to moisten the places. Just moisten, we don't need to apply a lot of water. We just need to moisten a little so that these shades merge with each other. They bleed into each other easily and there are no hard edges. So it's time I go for it. And yes, my previous layer is dried up now, and it's time for me to go in for eyes and subsequently to the face, the skin, and create and add some more values, the depth in the skin and eyes. And after that, I'll be going in for hair and spectacles. And the spectacles will be the last part of it, and of course the clothing here. But first of all is going to be the eyes and skin, and for that I have mixed up two colors. This is yellow ochre and green sap green, a very light mixture, and it's not a pasty mixture, it's watery mixture. I just want to lay the basic foundation for eyes through which I can show the catch light and leave some spaces as they are for catch light. Usually it is almost in white. So here I go.